Well, I can honestly say I've never been a part of a game like this. That's what I said when we went in the locker room. I said, have you guys ever played in a game like this? Triple overtime, a minute to go. I don't even remember when it was. I think it was regulation. I'm getting all mixed up now, but we were down 9 with a minute to go, and these kids just found a way. And it just defines who they are. It wasn't pretty. The stat sheet, games like this, I think you just throw it out the window because it was not pretty. We know that we need to work on our free throws. We know that we need to cut down on our turnovers. But 3 overtime game, 24 really isn't that bad, I don't think. But, we had Kamari, Ivy, and Lindsay played 51 minutes each. And that's unheard of. So I think it's just a credit to our strength and conditioning program and how good a shape they're in. And, they were gassed and the team was gassed. Things weren't going, we were fouling out. Things weren't going our way, but found a way to win. So we're happy and excited for the win.
Lindsay, can you talk about how you, Kamari, and everybody, I mean, we're going to point to the two of you with the score sheet, but, Katie Igo had a couple key assists down the stretch, and credit the reserves for preparing against their size. So how did everything add up to the win today?
I was really proud. We all came together. Everybody did something to help us win. Even if the smallest things, just like coming in, Taya giving us really good minutes. I was really proud that everybody came in and really helped us. And I just was really also proud. Sorry, I keep saying that. But just staying together. It was so easy for us to fold, and I was really proud of us just staying together and making big plays when we needed. And even when we missed free throws, we still found a way, even though that could have been really disheartening.
To what you were saying about how vital it is to stay poised in common situations, because obviously, like life, in basketball games, not everything's going to go your way.
I just liked how our bench stayed positive the whole entire time, even when we had some downs and being negative. But they stayed positive with us, which pumped me up even more to try to win the game with my team.
Coach, your team went 6 for 15 in the second and 4 for 14 in the third. From the field, did you feel that your team was kind of just forcing shots at that point?
I definitely felt that we were really stagnant on offense. I didn't think we were running our motion the way we typically run it in practice. And credit to their defense. It was they played pack line defense, and every time we drove, there were 3 people there running into them, and they had great help side defense when we drove baseline. So I think they took us out of a little bit of what we like to do. And that did get us rattled. We haven't, obviously, it's our first game this year, so we haven't faced that, but it'll definitely help us down the road. And, our offense is just going to continue to improve and be more fluid as we get more time together on the court. But, I tell these kids all the time, we scored 101 points. Now, granted, 3 overtimes. But in regulation, I think we were up in the 80s. In our scrimmage against UIndy, we scored 88 points. Scoring, in my opinion, is never going to be an issue for us. We've got to get better on defense.
Up 3 in the final seconds. I've seen some coaches foul that situation, some don't. Can you just talk about what your mindset is in those situations?
Well, I go both ways. I think it really is just dependent on the game and what's happening in that particular game. So in this game, I felt like with their personnel that they had left and what we had, I felt like we were in a pretty good position to continue to just try to play solid. And we started getting through ball screens, and we're just trying to keep them in front and not let them get anything easy. And so, I go both ways on that situation. We have fouled in the past, and that's worked out for us too. I'm not against it, if that's what you're asking. I'm definitely not against it. I think it's a good tactic, for sure.
Coach, how do you feel your aggressive play helped set the tone in the first quarter?
Well, thank goodness for that, right? We got out and we really put our foot on the gas, and I thought we were running our transition offense really well, and that's what got us going. And we're always talking about stops to scores in practice. And we were doing that in that first quarter, and I think that's why you saw the score 24-16. And then the second quarter, that was that little lull that you spoke about that we had offensively. But we're still able to hold them to 15, which our goal is to not let anybody score more than 15 per quarter. And so, I was glad that we were able to still continue to play some defense and kind of fight through that. But that run at the beginning definitely got us off to a good start. We've got to find ways to get that run going in the third quarter. We've just struggled mightily in the third quarters, and we're constantly searching for ways to practice and things to do to help them mentally and physically figure out, and coaching-wise, what can we run, what can we do differently in those third quarters to try to get us going a little bit better.
They getting them in a foul trouble situation, had the 5-4 advantage in the last part of overtime. How's the coaching staff go emphasize that, hey, you can't relax? I mean, I don't think they did this by any means, but how does the coaching say, hey, don't relax just because you got the one person advantage?
Right.
They get you running home.
Well, I don't, number one, I don't think we have a team that has that mentality. They never think the game's over, and they never quit, whether we're up or down, whatever's happening. And you saw that tonight for yourself. But I think, too, it's just our coaching staff. We have to be the leaders. We have to be the ones making sure they understand, look, this game is not over. And we had to maintain our intensity as well. And, I do think our players feed off of that. And so just making sure that we're setting an example from the top is really important.
For Kamari and Lindsay, you all were both aggressive all night. And I just want to know what you all saw in the game that helped you to be that way, and how do you plan to keep that moving forward?
You go ahead.
Well, first we have to credit our teammates. They really got us the ball in really good situations, which actually helped us be aggressive and put us in really good situations. So we have to really credit our teammates. And, Kamari's super athletic. I personally think she could get past anybody. So that's what she brings to our team, and I think she does really great at that, and I think she'll continue to do that, and that's what we need her to do. But I think a big thing is just our teammates. Like in transition, they were kicking it to us, and we were able to be aggressive. But that's what I thought.
On the half-court side of things, there were lots of open gaps, so we were able to get inside the paint and get foul calls sometimes and get and-ones in there a couple of times. And I just feel like, Lindsay, you was just doing it, girl. You was just doing your thing. I was so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you over there.
Thanks, kids.
Yeah, they got 4 girls that are 6'2" and above. You see some players that are afraid to go in the lane because of that, but the two of you specifically weren't afraid of that. So how's that an example to your teammates?
That's a very good question. I have to, 1 second, let me think. You want to take it, Coach? Sure. Sorry, that was a good one.
I'll answer for Lindsay. I think that we are always talking to them about attacking the basket, attacking the rim, getting to the foul line. We want to make more free throws than the other team shoots. That's kind of part of our offensive philosophy. But with that, I think we saw gaps, and then we got too deep in the gaps. And then, they were able to get their hands on balls and take it from us, and we weren't able to get to the actual pitch. And so I think they see these things. These two are really aggressive drivers, as we all know. But it showed in their free throws. Lindsay shot 27 free throws, and Mari shot 12. And, that's crazy, But they just have an attack mentality. And so, when you have players like that on your team, it does make things a little bit easier. When you shoot 27 free throws, you can afford to miss a few, I guess.